Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Living to Learn. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I want to thank you for taking the time to do so. And for those of you that are recurring viewers and have subscribed to my channel, I appreciate your support. It's always welcomed. I want to talk about something today, and I've been connecting these videos lately. I don't know if you've noticed a pattern. A lot of them have to do with each other. And I've been doing this on purpose because we talk about a lot of things when it comes to self-help and development, when it comes to our mental health and getting better. I talk a lot on this channel about growth and about achieving something beyond ourselves or getting past where we currently are in this stage of life. And that could mean anything. That could mean education. That could mean a career change. That could mean just something personal, whatever it might be. And so there's all these little fundamentals that we have to understand and really pursue and become stronger at when it comes to making those changes. So that's what I've been on about with this theme and with these videos that I put out lately. If you've watched any of them, I hope they've been helpful to you. And I hope this one's going to be helpful as well. So I want to talk about something that seems like it makes a lot of sense, but I want to break it down a little bit as far as, give you some specific examples of what this looks like so that we can begin practicing these things. Everything that I'm sharing, I believe, is going to be helpful for us in our development as people, as human beings. See, we are so distracted and there's so much going on in our lives. Oftentimes we lose sight of the things that we can actually affect or we actually have control over. And so that's what this video is about. I want to talk about self-care, but I really want to get specific about what that actually looks like or can look like for each of us so that we can break it down in pieces and steps and realize that, hey, this is actually something that we can do. It's not out of our control. It's not beyond our scope of influence. Although it seems like that at times. Again, a lot of this is in our mind due to the fact that we live in a fast-paced society, due to the fact that we live in this social media infused world where everything seems like if you're not perfect by tomorrow, or if you don't have it all together by the end of today, you're just a complete failure. That's not reality. And these are the things that are going to help us check back into reality. So let's talk about self-care. I want to talk about specific types of self-care. This way we can understand what this means and then we can utilize it for ourselves. However it's going to benefit us is how we're going to use it, okay? You notice I say we. Again, if this is your first time watching me, and I've said this before, I have not arrived. I'm not a person sitting up at the mountaintop telling you how challenging it is. No, I'm climbing right alongside you. And my purpose in this, as a life coach, is to walk alongside you. So let's talk about it. The first type of self-care I want to talk about is that physical self-care. Now, what does that mean? Well, exercise, healthy eating, and sleep. Now, this happens often when you bring up words or terms like exercise and healthy eating. I don't know what type of emotion that draws out of you as a person. I don't know what that triggers. Maybe there's some guilt. Maybe there's some shame. Wow, I don't do that. And if that's happening right now, I want you to stop that. Because that has no place here. That's not what this is about. Here's what I want to explain. Exercise, healthy eating, all of those things can be accomplished over time with consistency in small steps, in small increments. You don't have to overwhelm yourself, but this is a form of self-care and it's very good for us because it helps us to relieve stress. It helps us to detox. It raises our levels of happiness and clarity. All of these things have been backed by studies. So you can look up a lot of things about healthy eating and exercise. Sleep is another one that's very underrated. We walk around not feeling good, but we go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5:30. Again, there's some adjustments we can make here. The other type of self-care that I want to talk about is emotional self-care. Now, this ties into the physical as well. But to get specific, you have things like journaling, right? Which I've mentioned in previous videos before. And I also shared with you my experience of journaling and how it's helped me. I need to get back to that. There's therapy. Any type of therapy that you're thinking of that's going to help you emotionally. I am a big advocate of therapy. I'm a big advocate of going to see a counselor. I'm for that. I'm not saying you have to be about that, but this is definitely a form of emotional self-care. Also, mindfulness. Now, this takes effort because mindfulness means awareness of yourself and of those around you. But you got to start with you first. We got to start with us first. The third type of self-care is social self-care. Again, all of these things are going to be adjusted depending on the type of individual that you are and depending on your circumstance. But spending time with loved ones, that's one of my favorites. I'm very fortunate. I'm lucky. I have a great supporting group around me. Immediate family, extended family, great friends. So helpful to spend time with these people. Setting boundaries, I love that. Because setting boundaries is something that a lot of us are not good at. But that is a form of self-care. That you set boundaries. Listen, I've mentioned this before. I want to try to give you something to parallel with what I'm saying here. I've mentioned that I don't think there's anyone of us who 100% don't care what people think. That's just my belief. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm a confident individual. I know what I'm capable of. I know I have gifts. I know I have talents. I know I have abilities. And I also have insecurities. I care what people think about me. I wish everybody loved me. But here's the difference, and this is where the boundary setting comes. I don't let it influence me to the point where it's going to turn me and point me in a bad direction, or it's going to have me going down this negative, self-thinking, negative path. It doesn't go that far. See, that's a boundary. See, I can admit that I care what people think, but I can also set that boundary where I say, hey, your opinion and your opinion of me and your thoughts about me or whatever you have to say about me, it's only going to come so far. It's like when the waves wash up on the shore, right? They go to the shore, they come up, and then they stop and they go back. Like, that's a boundary. Okay, so setting boundaries is very important. I think it's a very important, part of self-care. I may even do a whole video just on that. Professional self-care, right? Some of us are hard workers, and I applaud you for that. I applaud those of us that have a work ethic. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. But we've got to be able to take breaks, and we've got to be able to set realistic goals. Sometimes we overwhelm ourselves with the things that we're trying to accomplish. But self-care in those settings is taking breaks, setting realistic goals. We don't need to crush ourselves. I'm not saying don't shoot for the stars. Absolutely go for it. But you're not going to jump from here out of the atmosphere. You're going to take steps. You're going to climb. So set goals as you climb. Realistic. And that's basically what I wanted to share today. We can go on and on about this subject, but I hope the types of self-care that I listed, physical self-care, emotional self-care, social self-care, and professional self-care, I hope those things resonated with you, and I hope they give you an idea as to how you can apply these things and start to develop these things and practice these things for yourself. Thank you again for watching my video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that support. It helps me out a lot. Also, like my videos. Put a comment on here. If there's another type of self-care or something else I didn't include, you're welcome to add that in the comments. You can hit the bell for notifications every time I have a new video coming out. In the description of this video, you're going to see two things. First, you're going to see an opportunity where you can actually donate to my channel financially. That's not something that you have to do, But it's very helpful because this does require consistency and it does require planning and time. So I thank you for that. And for those of you that have donated, I really appreciate it. The second thing you're going to find is my Instagram handle at Live to Learn Coaching. Now you can follow me there for daily content, but it's also the place where you can reach out to me directly if you or someone you know is possibly considering hiring a life coach, either to help them get out of a rut or just you're looking for guidance for someone outside of your circle. Send me a DM. We'll go from there. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks again for watching.